the issue of our time. As President Obama's opinion poll numbers continue to drop like a stone, as the dear leader, the con man in chief, sees his approval ratings go down, 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 relentlessly, under the pressure of an economic crisis, under the pressure of his failure to handle and deal with the Gulf oil spill, under the growing pressure of his impotence and failure on the world stage, as his presidency evaporates under incompetence and corruption, the Republicans now have a golden opportunity, maybe an opportunity of a lifetime, to make massive historic gains in this fall's midterm elections. All of the stars are aligned. As Obama's health care bill now begins to kick in, as I learned yesterday when I went to my pharmacist to get some prescription medications, the rationing is already beginning. People were in lines in front of me, some of them cursing, yelling, screaming. One man in front of me literally saying, without me prodding him, just on his own, Obama is the worst thing to have ever happened to this country. He found out now that his medications, the cost has gone through the roof. That now his insurance companies are not protecting him for certain medications, covering him for certain medications that he was covered before. That's what I found out. Many people that I'm speaking to at my local workout club, many of them not politically active, said, Jeff, we have just become senior citizens. And we did everything right. We paid our homes. We sent our kids through college. We worked our whole lives. We paid taxes. We scrimped and saved. We have a supplemental health insurance plan, and they told us you have to go on Medicare. And we thought Medicare was going to be there for us. And then we go see our doctor, and the doctor says, thanks to Obamacare, it has now become too expensive, too costly for us to take Medicare patients. So their lifelong doctor said, I'm sorry, we can't take you anymore because you're on Medicare. Go somewhere else. Now the rationing begins. Now the long lines are beginning. Now the premiums are going to start to go up. Now medications that you thought were covered are no longer covered. Now you're seeing the beginning of the breakdown of our healthcare system. Now we're seeing a stagnant economy heading into the summer and into the fall elections. Now we're going to see gas prices rise as the BP oil spill continues to decimate the Gulf Coast, and Obama, in all of his intelligence, all of his genius, puts a crippling ban on oil production and oil drilling in the Gulf Coast. All the stars are aligned. Everything is going the Republicans' way. Even the war in Afghanistan has bogged down. Even now, there is massive infighting within the Obama camp over how to confront the Taliban and jihadism in the Middle East and in the caves of Afghanistan. And what does the head of the RNC do? What has the chairman, Michael Steele, been doing? Have you seen him out there tearing Obama to shreds? Have you seen him out there building up a massive grassroots movement? Do you see him out there as the master strategist laying out a plan for victory? I'll tell you where I see him, because he's nowhere to be found. Every major Republican operative I talk to says, where's Michael Steele? We don't know Michael Steele. We don't see Michael Steele. Oh, we see him on the talk shows. Oh, he's flapping his mouth on Fox News. He's flapping his mouth on CNN. But we don't see him doing the hard work of building up this party. But I'll tell you what else he's doing. He's charging $15,000 a pop every time he gives a speech to a university. That he does well when he's already paid $223,000 a year to be the chairman of the RNC. That's part of his job, is to give speeches and rally young people or rally other people. But no, he's got to line his pockets. He's got to do what no other RNC chairman has ever done: deliver speeches and personally profit from it and put the money in his pocket. So you want to talk to Michael Steele? It's $12,000 or $15,000 minimum. He's out promoting his book. Oh, he's out there selling his book. He wants to be a New York Times bestseller. Oh, then there's Michael Steele. Michael Steele is everywhere when it comes to lining his pockets. And now, after his weak, feeble, ineffective response to Obamacare, to the stimulus, to skyrocketing deficits, to the crippling debt, to all of the disasters that are befalling this great republic, what is Michael Steele doing? Now he goes to an RNC event, and stunningly, you want to see how utterly incompetent this man is? Stunningly, he's off the lecture circuit. He's off the book-selling circuit. He's off the Fox News network. He's off CNN. Finally, we get him to deliver a speech, the Republicans tell me. Finally, he shows up. And what does he say? That Republicans should oppose the war in Afghanistan. Why should they oppose the war in Afghanistan, you may ask? Because according to Steele, it was Obama's war of choosing. Obama is the one that's gotten us into Afghanistan. Prior to Obama, we weren't really fighting and prosecuting the war in Afghanistan. I don't know what we've been doing there for the last 10 years. But according to Michael Steele, no, the war is Obama's choosing. That's why we're in Afghanistan. Here is the clip. The audio is not that good, but we managed to dig it up for you. Here are the controversial comments that he has said that are now making the rounds everywhere. Ray, roll the clip, baby.
Keep in mind, again, our federal candidates, this was a war of Obama's choosing. This is not something the United States had actively prosecuted or wanted to engage in.
It's a little broken up, but it's basically what he says is, this is a war of Obama's choosing. This is not a war that the U.S. actively prosecuted or was engaged in. Stupid. What are you saying? It was the Taliban based in Afghanistan that helped launch the attacks of 9/11. Al-Qaeda and Osama bin Laden used Afghanistan as a safe haven from which to plan and orchestrate the atrocities on 9/11, when 4 planes were hijacked. 2 of them slammed into the World Trade Center, 1 onto the Pentagon, another one, through the heroism of those on the plane, crashed into the rural field of Pennsylvania, most likely headed for the White House or for Capitol Hill. 3,000 Americans lost their lives on that day. And the Taliban provided Al-Qaeda with a sanctuary. And right after the attacks of 9/11, Michael, if you weren't around then, okay, if you somehow forgot, we unleashed a lightning military offensive that toppled the Taliban and overthrew them from power. And now this guy is to tell us, after we've been there for 10 years, that Afghanistan is Obama's war of choosing? As he put it later, it's not a war of necessity? My friends, what is Michael Steele smoking? By his comments, by his statements, by his utter incompetence and ignorance, he has shown that he is unfit and not ready to lead the Republican Party going into the historic November elections. And my question to you is a simple one. Many conservatives are now demanding that Michael Steele resign. Bill Kristol from the Weekly Standard has now said it is time for Michael Steele to resign. Conservative bloggers are saying it's time for Michael Steele to resign. My friends, I want Michael Steele to resign.